Hello, and good evening to everyone who is watching me on YouTube tonight. I thought that in this time when a lot of people might be upset or even scared about the necessity of staying at home, we might have a session that is very light-hearted and the session in which we can learn something. Well, to start with, I just want to say that I haven't been a priest all my life, and simply I've been doing many things throughout my life, especially when I was younger. And one of my fascination was scouting. Believe it or not, this scouting uniform still fits more or less. And the attitude of the scout normally is that when something is going not in the necessarily right way, or something might be upsetting you, you are still trying to find a positive attitude, and you're trying to make the best out of the circumstances. So I thought that a lot of us, especially the children who need to stay at home all day, maybe you connect with your teachers doing some lessons, but a lot of the time you'll be spending either in front of the screen or playing the video games. Sometimes it's simply good to do something different, something that could be skillful, something that you can practice even when no one is around. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you today is juggling. Simply juggling. You'll need to find 3 objects wherever you are. If you're staying at home, I'm sure that amongst many things that you've got either in the basket or the box with toys, you can find something that is fairly light, fairly soft, so practicing you're not going to damage anything, and you can start juggling. Well, basically, what I want to use tonight is what is part of one of my favorite games, which is Crazy Golf. So I've got these golf balls. They're all in different colors. And to start juggling, you simply need to get into this sort of move. Juggling is about the coordination of our eyes and our hands. So basically, when we throw into the air one ball, we need to throw another one in the same time. And when we want to catch the one that we thrown the first, we need to throw another one. So basically, if I'll be all right, it can work. Oops. Juggling needs a lot of practicing, and I haven't been doing for a long time, but it might be encouraging for you that no one is perfect at the beginning. Okay, now it works, and once you get to the rhythm, it works quite all right. So this is the simple juggling, and this is going nicely with the theme that I suggested for tonight, which is Silly Circus. Now, it doesn't have to be necessarily something like nice round balls. It can be anything. So another thing that I found at home is something like this. This is a simple puzzle. There are 2 parts of it. It doesn't matter really what it is. And pencil rubber, something that is very soft and simple. Well, you need to be quite skillful to use it, but in the same time, it's fairly soft and it's safe to use. Let's see if it would work for me. Yeah, it does work perfectly. It's not as easy because the way of these objects is different, but it's quite all right, isn't it? Okay, so this is the first thing that you can start practicing your manual skills. But I thought maybe not everyone is manually skillful. Maybe it would be good to introduce a game that is to do with the brain. Maybe we can exercise like brain muscles. So I came up with the idea that I can share with you one of the games when I was playing when I was a young boy. I'm having three brothers, and when we were younger, we didn't have many games. We didn't use television a lot. We didn't have a computer these days. And when we wanted to do something that was very positive, but in the same time quite challenging, we were playing the game that is called Countries and Cities, or Countries and Towns. Now, what is the game about? Well, basically, you don't have to have much. What is required for this game is simply a piece of paper, a board or a book, a nice comfortable chair, and your brain. And now, what are the rules of this game? Well, basically, you think about categories that you will be using to find a very specific thing, like a country or flower or animal, starting with a specific letter. So I came up in this game with 6 categories: a country, a city or town, a name, whether it's male or female, a flower, an animal, and a river. So these are the 6 categories. And basically, this game is for 3, 4, or 5 people. And if you've got, you can play this game with 2 people as well. But it's much better if it's 3 people. So you can play this game with your siblings or with your mum and dad or whoever lives with you in the house. So basically, the person who starts this game needs to start reciting silently the alphabet. So basically, you can start with like 3, 4, A, and then the letters B, C, D, A, F, G. You say in your mind, and you can use a different speed. And the next person says stop. And when this person says stop, this is when you need to stop in your mind and you need to nominate the letter. For tonight, I would come up with, for instance, letter D. So the way that the game would start would be 3, 4. Someone says stop, and I would say D. And when I say the letter, this is the beginning for everyone to come up with the name of the country, the city or town, the male or female name, flower, animal, and the river, starting with the letter D. And then the person who has got all 6 categories says 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. And then everyone needs to leave the pen, and this is the end of the round. And now you're checking up which person has got or doesn't have the name for a particular category. Now, if you have got the name, for instance, for the country, I came up with Denmark, and you are the only person that has got Denmark as the country starting with the letter D, you get 10 points. Now, if someone else came up with Denmark, because you were not original, you get 5 points. And then if someone out of the players doesn't have a country starting with the letter D, what does happen? Everyone's score increases 5 points in this category. And now, if you're the only person having the name of the country starting with the letter D, and no one else has got anything, you've got 20 points. And then you start checking up from one category to another. So, for instance, as a city or town, I came up with Dallas. Another possibility is Dunkirk, and whatever comes to your mind. Then Maine. it can be Daniel, Danielle. As flower, I came up with daisy, a very spring flower. Then animal, dolphin, and river, River Devon. So this is my, this is all 6 category starting with the letter D. And now depending on who came up with which particular name of the flower or a river, you start adding up the first round. And then you can play really as many rounds as you would like. But we normally played about 10 to 15 rounds. Obviously, along with the time when we were playing for years, we were getting quicker and quicker. But actually, I was finding it as a very good way to exercise the brain and learn about new countries, new cities, new capitals, new flowers, new rivers. So if you're playing another round, it's simple as well. So the next person who was saying stop when you were reciting in your mind silently the alphabet, this person says 3, 4 and starts the alphabet. A, stop. And for instance, the stop falls on letter N. And once this person says the letter N, everyone starts writing. It does take sometimes 20 seconds, sometimes 30 seconds. And once one person has got all the categories filled, this person says again 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. And now you're coming up with different names. For instance, as a country, I chose Norway. As a city or town, Northampton. Name, Neil. Flower, Nymphia. Animal, nighthawk. And the river, Navarra, as the river in California. So basically, this game is not very complicated. And if you've been going to school for 2, 3, maybe 4 years, your teachers will be very proud of you if you can come up with the name of the country or flower or river that starts from a particular letter. And once you practice this game, you'll be much, much quicker in everything. So basically, this is what I wanted to share with you tonight. And I'm hoping that this stay-at-home rule is not that scary or boring for you. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in the weeks to come. So God bless you and bye-bye.